Okay. Ba-da-boom! Good morning, everybody, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to have a very interesting topic today, taught by one of our own colleagues in this class, and it's going to be talking about the positives and negatives of tobacco production in America, trying to shift away from this globalization idea that we just talked about with New Zealand. We're going to move to a more domestic issue with American tobacco production, and then he's going to wrap it up with talking about what it means to him, how it has affected his life. He is currently a crop and soil science here at Virginia Tech, and he's from Clarksville, Virginia. So please give a round of applause in introducing Watt.
Hey guys, how y'all doing? And thank you, Reese. But today, as he said, I want to talk about how tobacco has started out, has gone from where it started and where it is today, and what it means to me, and how, basically, just what it is. What is tobacco? It's a green leafy plant that is grown in warm climates. It is grown for the use of, basically, what you want it for is, you can grind it up and smoke it, you can chew it, you can snuff it. Never heard of snuff before, but it's kind of weird. They said you can put it up through your nose. I've never heard of anything like that before. But I mean, you know, tobacco is not it's a controversial topic just because of what it can be what it can cause, what it can do. But, it's not what, tobacco means a whole lot more to me than just being that. But, and tobacco came to America, and it was actually here with the Indians. They started it out. They wanted to try it out. But when Christopher Columbus came here on October 14th, 1492, it was introduced to him as a gift, as we are your friend. It was one of those peace trade-offs that they did. And then soon after that, they sent it back to Europe, and it was spread all the way across Europe, and it became very popular. And that's how the white people really started to enjoy tobacco. Development in America, since then, has made a huge jump. There's huge companies, Monsanto being the big circle of it all. They run Philip Morris, Altria, and everything. It's pretty scary how much they can actually control, because Monsanto itself can control mostly anything. And that being said, Altria, this is how it ties into my family. My sister works for Altria, and she's a salesman for them, and she's been working there for 3 years now, and she has made a huge jump in the company. And that is one way that tobacco is involved in my family, just because it keeps her and her husband afloat. And what I wanted to say today is tobacco for me is just not a job, because I've spent many hours in the field. I've spent a whole lot of time just being out in the field. It's not a job, it's a lifestyle. What I want to prove to y'all today is that anything I can say may not persuade you either way, but it's really, really just awesome to me. That's why I'm here. That's why I'm in college, because I've put in the hard work, I saved up my money. And this thing right here, when you start out on a small field, is how it really just gets to going. And this is how it all started, right here. And now I'm going to kind of switch gears into defects of tobacco. And how y'all know, it could cause cancer, it could cause gum disease, it could cause tooth decay, and minor defects. It makes your clothes smelly. It can put burn marks in your car and whatnot. And it's just not a good habit. It's really not. I'm not here to tell you that's a good thing to do, because it's not, and it's just not a great idea. And this being said, how it's such a bad idea, it's cracked down on the farmers, and in the past few years we've had the tobacco buyout. If y'all ever heard of that, they will pay the farmer in return for not growing tobacco the amount they would have made if they actually grew tobacco. And in return, the farmers actually kind of snuck around it and grew it again, and they kind of made double profit, which is a bad idea, and which is not really good for people because it's just kind of cheating system in my opinion, and a whole lot of people get mad over that back home, and it's not really good. But that being said, the contracts have become harder to come by for farmers, and what they wanted to say is like what I've heard from big companies. They want bigger farmers but less of them, like bigger farms, so that what that does, it makes like it's the bigger farmers are more than likely the better farmers, which is more efficient and better growing. Like smaller farmers mainly as a hobby, so they don't really pay as much attention to what's going on. So what they do is they just kind of have fun with it, and it's not really good quality tobacco. So they want the best stuff, and they just kind of weeding out everybody else. So therefore, that's what it does. In conclusion, what I wanted to say, what I wanted to get my point across today was, with all the defects, with everything that's going on in the tobacco industry, I wanted to still say it's my lifestyle, and I don't want it, like I said before, I'm sorry for repeating myself, but I can't take either side, but I know if it wasn't for this right here, the tobacco in the field, I wouldn't be here right now. So I have a whole lot of things to say to the tobacco industry. And any questions about it? This is the tobacco planner. Yeah. I'm sorry, I had it in here for one of my presentations, but I was like one of the last people to present, so nobody was here. Alright, y'all, I can actually show y'all, but right here you'll put your fertilizer. Right here, you can mix it in with water, like with water-soluble fertilizer, and you can put your plant in right here, and all you do is shove it in the ground, and just pull the trigger. And that's all you have to do. And it's very, like, you can use this for tomatoes, cantaloupes, because being a kid, I grew cantaloupes when I was younger for produce, which I use that for just anything else. Anything else?
Do you see maybe, like, because I'm looking at it from a standpoint of you're still wanting to be kind of in the industry. Like, you kind of give kudos to the industry, and then at the same time you understand that there are risks to the use of tobacco.
Right.
Maybe do you think that maybe we could possibly use it for other things like rope or products like that? Because you know they were using hemp years ago.
They use it for an alternative product.
Yeah.
That I have not looked up an alternative use for tobacco, except like I can talk to my sister and I can ask and see like alternative products of tobacco. But as for right now, the sole purpose is that. And I wish it wasn't, but it could possibly be something else.
Do you want to be like a tobacco agronomist, or what do you want to do?
It's a tough decision, honestly, because being at home, that's a whole lot of work. You have to bring in, per acre, I think 50 acres, you have to bring in at least 10 workers. And workers being said Mexicans, you bring them in and they have to at least be paid $10 an hour. And that's tough. Anything else?
How mechanized do like the industrial growers have? Like how mechanized has it become in some?
Very.
Like every single portion of it. I know that you have to dry everything afterwards. Now, is that typically put into like a greenhouse, or is that like?
Alright. From start to finish, you have the greenhouse. You have a mechanized planter, and when you're planting, you have a mechanized planter. When you're pulling tobacco, you have a mechanized puller. And the big industries, what is being said is there's no labor involved, except for actually putting it in the barns. That's it. Because my dad's a salesman for a chemical company. He sells to big tobacco farmers, like 500 acre plus tobacco, and which is a lot. And like you may not think that now, but like 500 acres of soybeans versus tobacco is a huge difference. Like it's a whole lot of time. A whole lot of time. Anything else? All right, thank you guys.